doesn't matter. Whatever. This type of food poisoning made me shit for 3 days.
Your whole hockey team watched the OC.
Yeah. Just boys being boys, baby.
Sick.
Yeah. We have. I don't like that we have exactly matching mustaches now.
You chose to do it.
You have the monopoly on. Well, anyways, doesn't matter.
You chose to do it.
Also, we should keep this not as a purely visual podcast because we do have our 7 or 8 listeners.
I saw. We definitely had like several, 7 downloads, maybe 8.
Yeah, and 4 of us were us, but 4 of them were us. But racking in those YouTube views, baby.
Hey, they're coming in, and
we have like 50% of our YouTube views are like bots who are like, "Will you be my friend, please?"
Man, I didn't know it was a bot. You ruined my life when you said that. I was like, why can't it just be a lonely?
I think it is. It is people. It's people who do like they want you to go watch their fucking.
Yeah.
I forgot what the video game is. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
We have a corporate account for something that I do, and on that there's there was one video that had all these same kind of comments that definitely know it might be a bot, that they're just they just have this thing set up.
Please be my friend. Please like me.
Yeah. But fun, we got some views on YouTube, not a lot, but we got some.
All right, let's not talk about this shit. Let's just.
Hey, it's the beginning of it. Hey, and let me tell you something. The podcast landscape is opening up right now. There's room.
Yeah, there is room.
Things are shaking up in the podcast world.
And we are nice boys who have never done anything.
Good sweet boys. Go ask them.
We're never gonna get. We're invincible, baby. We're untouchable.
We're not one of these creeps. It's so also fun when you don't really like anyone who's going down. So you're like, okay, yeah, I'd love for there. Yeah, I'd love for there to be more space in here.
Do it.
They're all creeps. I'm glad. I'll be glad when I don't have to hear from them anymore. No problem.
How you doing?
I'm good. A little under the weather this weekend, but
oh yeah, someone's talked a big game last week, and now they're feeling it, huh?
Yeah. And my skin's breaking out from the heat a little bit. I get this rash near my nose, so I put it on beautify mode on.
You put a filter on your little filter off that mustache, bitch.
Face ready. You can't just come into the mustache world, be like, you know what? I like this guy who I'm hanging out with every day's mustache, and then out of nowhere be like, now it's time for you.
Yeah. It was all about you. It's all about Oren Spiro.
Hey. You used someone else as, I remember you kept on saying someone else's name as the idol of why you were getting a mustache, but I know the truth. It's your baby boy over here.
Okay, whatever.
With smooth skin. I mean, it's fake smooth skin, but it looks nice.
I'm not doing much better than you, so don't worry about it. I talk a big game. I'm not doing much better.
I don't know. If you didn't go test it twice, you're gonna go get it again this week. Is that what you're saying?
No. It's just I still have food poisoning symptoms.
Oh, really?
And talked to a couple doctors virtually,
Okay.
Went through I do FaceTime a couple doctors because I was still, if I were to answer this, this podcast can quickly turn into the, Jason's diaries.
Hey, hey, that's a kind of great name.
I
think we have a name for a second podcast. I think we just got our title for the second podcast.
Yeah. Let's, hey, you know what? It's a niche market. Either we're gonna either lose 4 of the 8 people who listen to this, or we're going to gain a bunch of people we don't want listening to this, which is, you know what? Fine. I'll welcome.
I want them all.
Yeah. I had a fresh tuna salad, and then the next day was a disaster for my body. And I talked to a doctor on FaceTime or whatever. He was just like, you fucking idiot, dude. Just why?
Define fresh. Do you mean raw tuna when you say fresh tuna?
No, just not prepackaged. Just we made it,
Oh,
you not store bought. Yeah, we opened a can. I opened a can. It's
fresh tuna salad. I opened a can.
Well, it's just
and put some mayonnaise.
Store bought couscous was the no. There was no. Yeah, there's a little bit of mayo. Whatever. Store bought couscous was the first problem. We figured,
Yeah.
Anyways, the doctor's name is Jacques Pepin. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Pepin thinks you're an idiot.
Yeah. It's in English, by the way, it would be Jack Seed. Hold on.
Can I? Jack Seed's
We
funny.
got Jack Seed over here.
Pepe
Yeah, I'm
is-
Doctor / porn star Jack Seed.
yeah.
Jack Seed sounds like a gritty reboot of Johnny Appleseed.
That's funny. I don't understand though why a doctor would be like, "Ew, you had tuna. That's so the problem." It's just
It's actually the fresh vegetables in it too. Well, he's like, you just had food poisoning. You can't fuck, even if it's like, because the internet's like, you're gonna recover after 3 days. Like from the moment you stop having the symptoms, you're gonna recover in like 3-4 days. But
It's been a week.
It's been a week and a half now, and I talked to a different doctor who said that because it wasn't meat, it's probably not a bacteria, it's probably a toxin. So like all of my cells in my stomach like died with the diarrhea, so they got to regenerate.
Oh my god!
So,
You're
yeah,
a sensitive boy. You're a sensitive boy.
little bitch baby.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
funny.
It was nice though. It was nice getting to. Sorry to cut you off. It was nice getting to. I had like the dad doctor who was like, "You're fucking in," and I had a nice little Jewish mom doctor who was like, "Oh, you poor thing."
That's the one you want.
Yeah, she's like, "Ugh, my baby."
Were you getting your doctor hookups?
First one was through my health insurance with work. I have like
Okay.
a virtual healthcare thing. And the second one, there's a clinic that doesn't take in patients.
Was
They
that
just do
Barbara
phone calls.
Streisand or was that Johnny Appleseed?
Jack Seed was through work.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have given out his name, but anyway. And Mama, whatever, I don't know, Barbara. I guess Barbara's the name. Good name. Mama over there, she's like, ugh,
Hey.
just
You
have some
don't
chicken
belly.
soup.
That's a good Jew. I like your Jew. It's pretty good.
Yeah. My boy.
Not good. That's bad. My Jew.
How do you
my-
not even do? Just talk normally. Just do
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
You'll be fine.
I'll just be myself. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was on Twitter just before and I saw the
Yeah.
funniest tweet. It was like about it was about like a doctor, not a doctor, a teacher, like a professor at a college asking a student in an email to anglicize her Asian name
Yeah, so
because it was too. And at first I'm like, what a piece of shit, this doctor, you know? And then you look at the tweet and the person's name was fuck boy.
yeah, I can't
And
decide if that's real or not.
and I really, in my head, I was like, what a piece of shit teacher, because I would love to have a classroom full of people named fuckboy and like fat pussy, you know, and I would just say it all the time. You know, I would say their full name all the time. What a fun
Was
thing
that-
to have.
Was that fuckboy who raised her hand? No. Well, next time, can you?
Exactly.
I'd like to call on you. I'd like
Yeah.
to call on you next time.
Classic fuckboy.
Also, when I was in high school in the States, they had a lot of like rich kids from Asia because their parents could pay full tuition.
Yeah.
And there was one kid from China who went by Eddie,
Yeah.
but his name was Dong Huang, just dick penis.
you have so many double dick name jokes.
Everybody go look me up on YouTube and look up the one piece of stand-up comedy I put up there voluntarily.
It's a great bet. Yeah, it's funny when they have names. I had that bit, you know, about how Jesus was like a name that we created just because we couldn't pronounce his real name.
Yeah,
Same kind
Yahweh
of thing.
or
Same
whatever.
kind of thing. Yeah. Well, I don't need to get all. They're gonna take us off YouTube if I say something too.
Listen, I don't know. I can't remember if I did it because like the first time I signed us up on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, it didn't go through. But I think that the first time I tagged us as a social and culture sub content Jewish podcast. So if you want to go all full Yiddish on us, you're more than welcome to. I think I added the Jewish tag on our podcast hosting.
And Yiddish is fun though. I just watched that Unorthodox. You see that on Netflix?
No, I don't want to watch a bald girl cry for 5 hours.
How accurate that is! It is. It is literally how they should be describing it on.
Like, I'm sure it's a great show, and look who stepped up their water game. So
Yeah, that's right. You got colored water. You look like you got straight from the faucet of Verdun.
of course,
Yeah, it comes
classic
out,
horse water for the listeners here.
it disappears into the horse's face. Oh yeah, we should explain that Jason has a background of two
horses wearing sweaters that are friends.
I feel like there's a name
friendship hour.
for
It's
that
like a
type of
Shetland
horse.
pony, I think.
Yeah, okay, a Shetland pony with the beautiful hair, and they're wearing sweaters, like ugly Christmas
Yeah.
sweaters.
You know what it makes me think of? You know, you ever seen that picture of that cow with like the hair in front of its face, like the full head of hair cow?
No.
That, like, I don't know. When I was looking at apartments online, there's like, I would say like every like 20% of apartments had a room with just like this printed frame of this cow. Like it's just a cow that looks like it was like Blink 182 in 2004.
Like emo hair.
It's just emo hair, and I like whatever.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I was also thinking talking about Yiddish. I was thinking because I've been getting groceries. Have you been going to the grocery store? Did we talk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate shitty grocery
that's right.
store. I'm still going.
That's right. I've been going to the grocery store once a week, pretty much on like Saturdays early in the morning, just to avoid the rush. I have to get stuff for my grandmother, and she always gives me like this list of things that she needs, which is always pretty much the same, which I don't even know why we're having the conversation anymore, since she just insists on listing the same 7 things every single time. But one thing that's on the list every single week is strawberry jam. Okay. I buy this
fucking jam are you eating, Grandma?
I buy this woman a pint of strawberry jam every week. 94
What she do with it? Find out what she does with it.
Dude, I have no idea, but like she wouldn't let me in for the longest time. We couldn't have a cleaning lady in there. She just wouldn't let anyone in the place, which is fair, you know, because
just imagine all the dead skin in there. She built herself a friend out of her own dead skin. That's what
So I go into the kitchen finally just to like tidy up, and there is just strawberry jam marks all over the cupboards. There's just strawberry jam.
This looks like an episode of Forensic File.
Yeah, it looks like Dexter forgot to saran wrap the place. You know, it's like, it was crazy, and I just don't understand how much. Like, how does she not have diabetes by now? It's just that like Smucker's. Like,
imagine getting type 2 diabetes at fucking 94 years old.
94 years old. You're like, it was worth it.
That's how you want to go out, though, honestly. Like, my grandfather started drinking heavily at, like, 87.
Yeah.
And just...
Did he really? He just, like, picked up a bottle at 87?
He was just like, I'm fucking... I mean, like, he wanted to die. I remember when I was 5 years old, he was like, you know what? I'm done living. And he was, like, 75 back then. He died at, like, 94.
Yeah. So
like the last like 7-8 years, he was just like, fuck it. I'll just drink the cheapest whiskey and a liter of it every fucking just 1.75 liters.
Just driving around drunk and blind.
Blind. Yeah. I think it was after he stopped driving. So
thank God.
He was like, I'm gonna replace being reckless on the road with being reckless from my like a lazy boy to my bathroom. Just eat shit. Can you hear the dog in her sleep? Barking.
No way, in her sleep.
Yeah.
That's good. You want to know what she's dreaming about, like you can't even imagine. She's just she's like, you know what she's dreaming of? She's having a lucid dream where she sees herself and she's trying to wake herself up. That's what's going on right now. How's the dog? Good?
Yeah, she's fine.
Good.
Still too many nipples, but
it's so gross. Why so many nipples? Take some away, God.
It's like I love her, but she's like a rescue, and she was like she was probably, they don't know her backstory, I don't know, it's like witness protection, they can't tell us.
Yeah, we rescued her,
and but they think she was used as like to make a bunch of puppies, like a puppy mill dog,
so she's nips.
So so it's just like it's like a bunch of like just like beakless baby birds when you rub her belly. Just a bunch of like wet fruit gushers. I don't know why she's like, dogs don't sweat, but she does from her nips. I don't get it. It's always like a little moist
because they're lactating a little bit.
She's not. She's like 9 years old. She's over the hill.
Does she like it a little too much? Does she like you? Do you twist one once in a while? Or
no? It's so fucking gross. But every dog likes to just be slapped on the ass. It's so weird. Just give them a little pats on the ass. Even cats. It's so fucking strange, man. I don't know what we're doing to them. I hope it's not turning them on.
My cat is fully like is expecting me to insert something while I realized it a little while ago. I when she was young, before we got her like snipped, she was like getting to the zone when I would pet her, but she was like making like looking at me weird, and I was like, no, this is not the relationship I'm trying to have. I'm trying to.
You're a single man back then, just like.
I'm just sitting on my couch, and she walks into the room backwards, tail raised. Okay, just like entering ass first. Yeah, so creepy. I was like, I need to get this thing fixed. But still, I mean, even I don't know what they do, but they didn't do enough.
Take away more, please. Just hand her to the doctor. Just to the vet.
Yeah. Just the way, like I go on that on her butt and she just raises it like that, and you're like, okay, don't get it, don't do face down, ass up. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Awkward.
That's so nasty.
Yeah, it's really nasty, and she's an annoying animal. So we want to get a dog. We're thinking about it, but I feel like my cat will just kill it because that's all my cat does.
But if you get what do you think, a puppy?
Yeah, what I think she wants a dash hound.
Like a wiener dog.
Yeah, a wiener dog she wants.
So like something the same size as the cat, so it can completely get wrecked.
Yeah, exactly. And no, but those are also killers, though. Wiener dogs. They're like they like to bite and shake. Like they shake.
They're good dogs, I think. They're like every wiener dog I've met has been cool. Like
But again, like my cat just kills things. Like I told you brought a mouse into the house, right?
Yeah. You told me about the mouse.
I didn't tell him the pod though. So I guess
tell the mouse story.
So my cat, my cat just tends to kill anything it sees outside and bring it into the house. Like we've had a few dead birds, but she never like kills it fully, just because she's not very good at it. I don't think, maybe because she's been too house trained.
Yeah,
she's like, because her move is always to just shake it and try to break its neck, and then like make it so it's unable to move, and then just carry it around. So a few days ago, I opened the door to let her in, and she comes in, and I don't pay attention, and then as she's like halfway into my house, halfway like down the hall, my girlfriend sees her and sees that she has a mouse in her mouth, and the mouse is still alive, like struggling, and all we're hearing is squeaking, like crazy, like not okay, like Cinderella would cry, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, we need to get rid of the mouse. So I go grab a dustpan, but by the time I get back to the cat, she's just sitting there staring at me, and there's like no mouse anywhere in sight. So we're like, where the fuck's this mouse? And I assumed for some reason that maybe the mouse like ran behind me and out the door, because that would be the most convenient thing that could possibly happen. But really what probably happened is that the mouse like scurried into a corner somewhere, and my cat just didn't give a shit anymore. So we decided to leave it alone and just forget about it. And like that night, my girlfriend goes to sleep, like everything's fine. And then I'm like up watching like YouTube videos of like, I don't know, like something dark and weird that I probably shouldn't be watching.
Okay, well.
You ever get into like a YouTube loop where you end up like watching like listening to the black box of like planes going down?
No, you fucking psycho, dude.
It's always like a pilot being like, we're losing altitude, engine 3 is down.
He's so calm right now, dude.
Super calm, and then out of nowhere he's like, no, we're gonna die. It just ends. And you're like, wow, that's a sobering moment.
That's comedy, folks. Anyway, like this fucking mouse.
So I was watching that, and then all of a sudden, I know it just hits me. I'm like, there's a mouse in our fucking house. Like, what the fuck kind of idiot decision was it that just assumed that the mouse ran away?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I don't know where the fuck the mouse is right now, so I'm not going to try to find it. Decide to try to go to bed, but all I can think of is the mouse. And I noticed that my cat is stalking the corner of our wardrobe.
Yeah.
So I'm like, obviously the fucking mouse is there. We got to get rid of it. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm still like hyped up on planes going down. So I wake up my girlfriend and I'm like, we're going to have to find this mouse. And she's like livid about it. So pissed. She's like, we can't do it. We're just going to, do you know what finding a mouse like entails? Like mice are fast. It's not like we're just going to catch it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
They're impossible. They like flatten like a little magic, I don't know, like a slinky. They're little like slinky creatures made by God to escape death.
Yeah, they're like Alex Mack. Well, that's a bad reference too, man. I'm full of
bad
references. Anyways, it's like the Terminator turns into goo and just goes under doors.
Right, there you go.
And I'm like, we're gonna catch it. First of all, look at me. Okay? Do I look like someone who's not gonna catch a fucking mouse? Okay, I got a mustache. That's literally I can twirl.
Yeah, that's why I grew it. That's why I grew it, is because I look like I could tame a mouse now. I'm like, instead of a lion tamer, I'm gonna look at a mouse tamer.
Yeah, and then I'm like, plus we got this cat, man. This cat's a killer. Okay, don't worry about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift the wardrobe. The cat's gonna pounce on it, kill it. We're done. And Carly's like, we're not killing. No, you're gonna stop the cat from killing it. We're not killing this mouse. And now she's like all my like just wants this mouse to live, and all I want is out of the house. I was gonna say all mouse lives matter, and I'm like, that's not funny.
No. Thanks for saying it anyway, so we can tell, so everyone can know how not funny that was.
How dumb my brain is. Yeah, I just want to admit how dumb my brain is. I do have a moment of censorship. And so finally we do this. I lift this wardrobe. It's super heavy. The mouse runs out. The cat jumps on it, squealing, brings it under the bed. And we're like just hearing squealing. It's really scary and kind of dark. But then all of a sudden the squealing stops. And I'm like, mouse is definitely dead. We got it. Look under the bed. There's just a stupid cat there licking its asshole, and there's no mouse anywhere.
Rival Mouskowitz escaped again.
Dude, yeah, exactly. He's like, man, I feel so bad. Like thinking of it as 5 Mouskowitz makes me feel so guilty of even trying to chase it. Like, just let it live. It escaped the pogroms. Let it live. So then,
it's
like,
dead now or what?
No, it's not dead. It's in the corner of my, in another piece of furniture, hiding on the other side. The cat is like chasing it back and forth. We're trying to catch it. I'm like slowly taking pieces of, okay, one more piece of furniture. I'll put it on the bed. It'll be easier to catch. Eventually, every single piece of furniture in my bedroom is
This is
on
at
my
like
bed.
4 a.m. You look like a crackhead who just decided to clean.
Yeah, exactly. Like I took a little too much and had way too much energy. And then, so we're piled up on the bed. The cat has given up. You know, the cat's looking at us like, dude,
Like,
the
I'm
mouse.
fucking bored.
Yeah, the mouse is fast. Give up. It doesn't matter, you know. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, you fucking piece of shit. Eventually, Carly and I have this move where it runs back and forth throughout the room. I scare it from one side. She tries to grab it.
You guys are like hungry hippos. Just
Oh my god, that's exactly what it was. It was hungry, but like a game called Mousetrap that used to exist.
yeah,
actually,
I remember Mousetrap. It looked so fun on the fucking commercial, and you got it, and you're like, this is too much. This is just.
So...
I don't want. What do I need like industrial engineering degree to accomplish this?
Yeah. And so back and forth, I'm sweating. She's hating me right now because I don't know how
Yes.
we got into this. And every time the mouse goes near me, I freak out like a little girl. And she's like, catch the goddamn mouse. And I'm like, well, you think you dated a man? You think you're dating a man? You're not. I'm a child, okay? I was just
Neighbors are like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah, we lost it. Eventually, in one glorious moment, the mouse runs by my girlfriend like a champion, just covers the mouse with this bucket, doesn't even hurt it. The mouse doesn't even have a scratch on it. Like, I don't even know what my cat was doing, massaging its neck with its mouth. Like, I don't understand how.
It's like, you know, I don't know why, but I'm picturing like, instead of like, you think you had like Jack Bauer from 24, but you had like Kiefer Sutherland just like gently touching an extra's neck.
Yeah.
She was all just like,
I'll just show.
Yeah.
And so we finally get this mouse untouched. She's so happy, like, because it's not hurt at all, and we can like save the mouse's life. And it's scared shitless, but we got it in this Tupperware. I'm like, I'm gonna bring it to the balcony, like where it came from. I'm gonna let it like go and like go down the stairs. So I go out, and the mouse is scared, but I open it up very gently and let the mouse go out, and it just runs right off the balcony.
Commit suicide.
Dude, it was fucking crazy. It ran right off the balcony and it hit every stair on the way down. Just ting, tang, tang, tang. And then just at the bottom, I think it's still there. I get back in the room and Carly's like, so is it free? Is the mouse free?
Yeah, it's free, all right.
Yeah.
It's free of its sins.
Yeah, it's free.
It's in mouse hell.
Oh my God. It was a crazy, awful, but funny night. You had a mouse once, no?
Yeah, I had a mouse, and I don't know, like, I was
you still have a mouse.
I still have a mouse because I think it was one of my first times taking a big old dump in our bathroom here in the new apartment, and it was like 3 a.m, and I just locked eyes with it, and it scurried under the door, and I never saw it again. And now, once in a while, like, I share a wall in this office with the bathroom.
Okay.
And every time the dog, actually, she's kind of stopped now, but whenever the dog, like, at the beginning would come into the office, she would like sniff around every corner. Initially, when we moved in, she was like sniffing a little bit under. Like, we have these weird kitchen cabinets that have like they're like the cheapest kitchen cabinets in the world. They're like on legs, on stilts. Yeah. So there's like a space in between.
That's bad.
Like,
you should actually
of the cabinet.
Get them to put in wood there. That's what I did in my last place. Had the exact same thing, and someone told me there were mice in it before. And the first thing I did when I talked to my landlord about just asking to put some wood blocking there and just set it up, because that is exactly where they'll hide.
Like,
and, like, love to go.
Yeah, we thought like they had a cat that lived under there or some shit when we moved in, because the dog was going crazy. But obviously, there's this little fucking mouse who I think it's not food poisoning. I was taking a shit, and this mouse, like, remember in Green Mile, Michael Clark Duncan just gives all his pain to the mouse or whatever, and the mouse put its diarrhea pain into me. That's what happened.
It's probably exactly what happened. I don't think that's over exaggerated at all. Yeah, I don't like these. I would die. Like I can't. Do you have traps down or no? You're just dealing.
Yeah, I put 2 traps down the week we moved in, but like I think
the sticky ones.
No, they're not like they're humane ones that like actually they're not. I don't think they are. They're like little. I don't know what they are. They're like black and they have like a little maze for them to go in. I don't know. It's like it's supposed to, it's mouse free, so obviously has not worked at all. I haven't seen them. I don't see. There's no mouse shit that I can see. It's probably around still.
If it's not bothering you, then let it be. You know, let it.
I know that you can get sick if you like sweep up mouse shit, like the fumes, like you can get sick from that. So hopefully, don't get sicker.
Gross.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Okay, and what else is going on, man?
I don't know. I was just walking around. I love this neighborhood. It's a real good. It's a good.
Always entertaining.
It's good. It's lower on the economical landscape, and as far as boroughs in the city,
Sure, I can recognize that.
They don't. It's technically the same borough as you, if like we're being tacked. It's southwest or
southwest,
but
baby.
Sudwest, baby. But it's good. There's nothing to this except for the fact that like above like the local like diner here, there's like a little place called Paul Patat. The person who lives above it has an extension cord running from their second story bedroom down to the power pole, down to their chained up electric moped. They're just charging. It's just there all the time. The city doesn't do anything about it.
I love that.
It's just straight from the fucking window.
That is so
to
funny.
their moped that's chained up at night.
That is innovation right there.
It is. I fucking love this. I think also this neighborhood has probably the most, like Walmart mobility scooters per capita.
Yes.
It has so many. It's so fucking great. And like also I've seen like people who look like my age and look like they could probably just run alongside it. I don't know if they stole. I don't know what's going on. Like I don't want to judge their ability to do anything, but it's a great little neighborhood.
I don't like. When I moved here, I couldn't even it was like 10 years ago, I guess now. And it was really like, I never lived in an area like this. I saw 2 guns for the first time in my life.
Really? I've never seen a gun.
First week? Yeah. There was a guy getting arrested.
Oh.
There was a gun his gun was on the floor. That was the first time I saw it.
Okay.
And then a few weeks later, there was like a whole gang of guys like literally down the street kicking the shit out of each other right on Saint Jacques, man. Like just a whole gang. And like one of them had a gun and was holding it in the air. And I was on my way to what was Tuck Shop then, and I was scared shitless, man. And that was like just the first few weeks. The shit I used to see, some guy got like, I shouldn't bring that up, but anyways, some awful thing happened to a guy who I kind of knew in a house right down the street. And not only, and then also the IGA was the funniest place in the world because now it's full of like young couples like me.
Yeah, it's all gentrified now.
And it's mixed with some of the like
subsidized housing and all that stuff.
Yeah, all the low cost housing people. But when I first got here, it was just like those little moped things, and they were just pushing around carts that were filled with like Mae West and cream soda, and that's all they were buying, and that's all they cared about.
That rules.
It was crazy.
I'd love to be just that happy from just like this. Just what makes you happy? Just Mae West cream soda,
Mae
baby.
West cream soda. That's all I need. They pretty much taste the same when you eat them at the same time. Yeah,
swish them around in your mouth and make a whole new snack, baby.
Yeah, and like a good little Jewish boy like me, I had no idea where I was. First of all, St. Henry is not far from the city, from downtown Montreal. It's really to think that I never stepped foot in here before my 20s is hilarious. That I didn't even know where I was. The first few times I moved here, I literally was Google mapping my way out of the metro, like where the hell am I? I had no idea. And
it's not a big neighborhood, like
no.
Neither is this. Like St. Charles is like literally, I don't know, 10 blocks, 15 blocks.
Yeah. It's just really funny how a bunch of rich people just decide, okay, we'll take over this place now. You know, it's like,
oh, there's water here. Let's look at it. Yeah. Let's look at it from our balconies away from. I like how there's still like you join the Facebook group and shit, and you see like all this stuff people complain about, and like there's street gangs, and like their initiation to each other is just like, yeah, go stab that tire. So just people wake up in the morning with just like a flat tire. Like, motherfucker. It's
so annoying.
I saw a tag for a street gang called the CEOs, and I was like, that's the fucking greatest street gang. Yeah, we're the chief executive, original gangsters. That's
CEOG. We use CEO for short. That's great.
The other thing, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like I don't know. I like the neighborhood. There's a nice big park no one goes to.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking huge. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's right next to like a glass bottle manufacturer, so it's like next to like a huge like factory that you can see from the highway when you like roll in from the South Shore.
Yeah.
Like it's just it makes noise. It's like it's probably filthy like for the air quality and stuff.
Yeah.
But this park is beautiful right next to it. And I realized the other day that the name of the street that it's on like Wellington. That goes to like Verdun or whatever. But it's on Wellington and Filles du Roi, which is
what's the name?
Filles du Roi, the King's Girls. Remember history class? Yeah. All the prostitutes that the King of France was like, yeah, go to Quebec and huh? You're not saying nothing, but you're the King's girls, huh?
Good. You tell people.
Imagine if it was the other way around. Just, I got my King's boys over here. So bunch of horny studs.
Yeah, they're smooth boys.
Very wet and smooth.
We got the smoothest and the wettest.
We got the King's smooth boys rolling into town. The new world ain't seen nothing like it.
Find me a smoother boy than the King's boys. How dare you?
King of England thinks he's got smooth boys. I got the smoothest boys. I'm
boys.
French, baby.
You want balls dropped or non-dropped? I got both.
I was like, how is that? That was Quebec history. That was school history. We never learned about anything west of Toronto or east of Quebec City. It was always just fur and ladies of the evening. All
fur. Though, for me, I really didn't learn any of that. We learned 1 year of Canadian history, and that's all we learned. And I literally got the other years, it was I think it was grade 10 or something like that we just got Canadian history as one of our classes, and then we never learned about it again. And no history class. I had no history because Jewish kids just learn about Jewish shit. Where they're like, like all that's important is math and Jewish shit. Okay, learn math and learn Jewish shit. And
you're an abacus,
dude. It was really, really. It's really crazy. Like I graduated high school, being like. If someone asked like what happened during World War II, I'd be like the Holocaust. That is all. That is all. Germany. I didn't even know Germany was trying to take over the world. All I knew is that they were trying to kill Jews. It's all they told us.
The World War.
Yeah.
I wonder.
People then I kind of thought like I guess Vietnam was happening at the same time as the
That's the
Holocaust.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And I was such a dumb idiot. I still am a dumb idiot, but I was a dumb little idiot, a beautiful boy, but a dumb little idiot.
Shut the fuck up.
A handsome man with a great hairline.
I don't know why there was a picture of you from like 2000, I don't know when, I guess like right after high school on Facebook at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe someone commented on it like years later. You look like an extra from Lost. You just had this white shirt and a puka shell. You just look like you died in the first episode of Lost. You're like, everything's fine, right? And then like a piece of plane just crashes on your fucking head.
Yeah.
You had your little windswept hair.
It was so chill. I had like that sun-in. You know what sun-in is?
No.
Sun-in was this God knows what. You put it in your hair, and then the sun kind of bleached the tips, so you.
Oh God!
You're like.
So I bleached my tips when I was like 9.
Dude, I had my tips bleached. I had my belly button ring shining and shimmering. I was just.
In case people didn't listen to the first episode, they need to be reminded that
I was
you had a belly button ring.
I was the epitome of sexy time.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, real sexy.
Real sexy. Yeah, and I was also talking about my father's reaction to that belly button. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Happy Father's Day to you and North.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to us and our mustaches, I guess you could say. I was thinking about a good story about you have a good story about your dad by any chance?
Not that I can think of right now.
Fucking worst. My dad.
You should have told me that you had something prepared. I would have thought.
But I did tell you something about sneaking out of the house. Do you have anything with that?
Yeah. Oh no, I never really sneaked out of the house or anything.
Yeah, you're such a good boy. There's no way you would. And your parents probably so chill too. They'd be like cool with it, so you wouldn't.
Yeah, if they wanted me to leave, it just like let me leave because I wasn't a piece of shit.
I was such a piece of shit, man. I used to sneak out of the house all the time. My father. Like they used to not know about it most of the time. Like every night, pretty much, I snuck out. I was seeing this girl throughout all high school, and I go to her house every night. But one time, I was like in huge trouble for I don't know being I was just a piece of shit. I stole their money. I did everything bad, you know. Like I deserve the worst, you know, like I always thought, I think my bottom line was like, what's the worst that they can do? You know, they're not gonna, you know, I really was such an asshole. And that's how I thought. Like, I was like, if you really break it down, they say, don't leave the house. And then you leave the house. And then what do? They say, now you can't leave the house for 3 weeks. And then I just leave the house.
You just leave the house while they say.
And you just keep on leaving the house until they have no choice but to just deal with you. You know, that was my theory. So it was one time I was in huge trouble because of school or something, and I was home, and I was supposed to be studying. So I'm like, I'll go home. I'm going to go downstairs and study. And I went to my room, and instantly the second I went downstairs, I just packed my bag, snuck out my window, and started running towards the bus. But like as I was running, I was probably like making way too much. I was just like really being over
just a pack-a-day smoker at 15 or whatever.
Yeah, I was. And my father like must have heard me, and he just like sticks his head out the window and starts chasing at me like after John Connor, you know, because my father's an Israeli soldier and he's bionic after it. So he's just running after me and just like picks me up, and I'm back in my room without even realizing what happened. You know? And he's like, you fucking piece of shit. You know, he didn't really swear at me, but he was just like just so intense. And he's like, you move, I'll kill you. You know, and I was like, okay, fair enough.
See, that was enough for me. My dad did that to me too. That was enough for me to know not to do. I never tried because he was like either threaten me with physical harm, put me through a wall,
he put me through a wall.
or send me like he'd be like, I'll spend every dime I have sending you to military school. It's like, okay, fine, dude. Your threats sound real.
Yes, Jason, but what you don't understand is that I was in love. Okay.
Yeah.
I was in high school love. Nothing was going to keep me apart.
Right. I also lived like 40 minutes driving from high school. You know what I mean? Like, so I went to the West Island for school, and I lived in Laval. So it's not like I was going to sneak out. I didn't know anybody where I lived. So I was going to sneak out anywhere.
Yeah. So I used to, so he's like so pissed at me. He puts me in my room. He's like, you study, but you keep the door open, you know? And he's like, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, you're listening. And then literally he goes up and I just leave again. And this time I make it to the bus stop, but the bus just isn't coming yet. And then before the bus can come, my father just pulls up in his car, livid, just grabbed me by my neck and like puts me in the car like it's an episode of Cops that they took off the air because of those episodes. You know?
Yeah. Some lawyers watching me like, I'm going to represent that kid.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he had a body cam, it would be a problem. And like he takes me back to the house, and he's like, you have to, like, I had to study still because I had an exam in like 2 days, and they didn't want me to fail.
Right.
And
which you were gonna.
No, you don't fail in Jewish high schools because they don't let you. They don't need a record like that, you know. Jews don't fail.
They're all chosen.
Yeah, exactly. So then he's like, you better fucking study. He's like, I'm staying in the room right next to yours, and like keep the door open. And he like had a stool pretty much like right near my door, as if like I was like a watched prisoner. And then I'm like, okay, I just need to take a shower. Okay, I'm uncomfortable. And he's like, all right. And he let me take a shower. I go into the shower room. I have like extra clothes under, like in my towel wrapped up.
Yeah.
I go in there. I turn the water on hot. Okay. And my father walks into the room like 4 minutes after I start the water. Okay. And he's like, what's going on? And I'm actually naked because I'm like trying to convince him in case he comes in, and he catches me getting ready for a shower. So he's like, oh, okay, sorry. You know, I didn't. And he leaves like kind of in shame. And the second he leaves, I put my clothes back on, sneak out the bathroom window, jump out, leave the hot water running, and get to the bus stop and get to the girlfriend's house. And no cell phones back then, so there was just no way of getting in touch. So I just had to like be like, okay, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And all I can think of to this day is my father when he walked in, like, it's been like, because he feels so ashamed for the first time he walked in.
Yeah, like, oh, my good boy, my good son. He hasn't done a thing wrong. Maybe I was wrong this whole time about him. Then.
And then he waits probably like 20 minutes. He's like, it's a long shower. You know?
Yeah.
The steam's pouring out. My father hates when we waste electricity.
Oh, it's so steamy.
Steam's
the hydro bill.
Exactly. Well, not that. He's not. He's more like, the hydro bill. You know, like, it's more like,
oh, Oren, what have you done?
No, my father is not.
Oren.
Saul Shlomostein, who you're in bed.
Oh, Oren, how could you do this to us? Ooh. The bills. Think about the bills, your mother.
I can imagine when he finally walked in an hour later, he probably yelled so loud.
Did you ever talk to him about it?
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I just like used to do that all the time. I used to always sneak out of the house right under their noses, and like he's not even sneaking at that point. It's just the fourth time in a row he has to catch me. He's exhausted by now. You know what I mean? It's not even sneaking at this point. It's just tiring him out.
It's just like midnight run.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy.
No, I never had anything crazy. Like, or maybe I'll think of one for next episode. We'll do a part 2 of this if I can think of one.
Yeah,
the only
How long are we at?
I don't know. We started around 3:30, probably around 40 minutes. Something.
Okay.
We should start. I don't know. The Zoom doesn't tell you.
I don't see it anymore. I thought I would.
Did you at least record everything?
Oh my god. Yes.
You son of a fucking bitch.
I'm constantly recording.
The only like father related thing I saw was like some like during one of my bouts in the bathroom, I was on Facebook and just scrolling, and I had a BuzzFeed article come up, and it was like 30 beautiful children, celebrity children who are grown up now and you can look at or whatever, and it's fucking whatever. My favorite, just like obviously they're like stupid fucked up names, who cares, right? But my favorite was Sylvester Stallone's daughter. Yeah. Her name is Sistine.
Oh my god!
So she came out. He was like, she's beautiful, like a chapel, like an Italian chapel, the most beautiful chapel, Sistine.
Oh, you get it,
Sistine Stallone. I can't do a Stallone, but
Sistine Stallone. That's my only Rocky.
That's Stallone with a stroke.
Yeah, well,
and another
that's
stroke.
Stallone. Yeah, that's Stallone and Kretschmer in one. I think that was my impression of. I don't know. I used to love Stallone as a kid, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was a big Stallone guy over Schwarzenegger.
I never got it. I never understood Stallone. Every Rocky movie sucks that I've seen. I've seen like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. I can't like you can't tell me Rocky 5 is good because I've watched 1, 2 and they're fucking bad.
The truth is, Rocky's the weirdest set of movies because the first one is like full on like a movie. Like it's like kind of a boxing movie, but it's really all about like.
Then he chases a chicken. Yeah. It's a movie. It's a film.
It's a film, though. It is.
Criterion Is it Criterion? It might actually be Criterion Collection.
It was good, and then the rest of them are cartoons. The rest of them are just him like fighting Hulk Hogan and Mr. T and like Ivan Drago, and it just seems like a bit of a cartoon. I enjoyed them, but I liked Rambo a lot, and I liked like some shitty movies. Like there's this movie called Assassins. You ever see that movie?
I've never seen it. No.
Dude, it's in their heyday. It stars Stallone and it stars Antonio Banderas. Man,
what has happened to Antonio? We'll talk to Antonio. I don't know what happened to Antonio.
Yeah, we'll have him on the pod. Dude. Do
you want to be our friend, Antonio?
Dude, you literally cannot understand one word either actor says throughout the whole movie. It's like, this. It was almost like it's just... And there's this one line that I'll never forget, and they're like chasing each other, obviously trying to kill each other. They're both assassins, and Sylvester Stallone's driving a cab, pretending to be a cab driver, and Antonio Banderas is in the back seat, and there's a gun-protected glass between them, and he's got like this gun up to like the glass. They're like looking at each other, and they're talking a lot because they can't shoot at each other, so it doesn't really matter, And then at one point, Banderas just looks at him and goes, "Okay. No more chit chat." It's like my favorite.
They didn't talk?
Oh my god.
They were fucking talking?
Yeah, exactly. No, they were, but he just says that line. No more chit chat. And it's still to like whenever someone's talking too much and I don't want to hear it, I just want to look at them and go, no more chit chat. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why, but Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas sounds like Rock and Scissors from Rock, Paper, Scissors if they did a movie.
It's funny. That's a funny,
That's you want to do a live action rock paper from the creators of the Emoji Movie? Rock, paper, and scissors,
and Jack Black as Rock.
I guess this fell through very quickly. Thanks for riffing that out with me.
I'm so good at riffing. That's my thing. Riffing Oren or riffing.
Riffing. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. And some comedy coming back. You think that's
Yeah, we'll see if I get booked.
Well, I mean, like once anything's starting, everything should start soon.
Yeah, except for our show, which for most people who will listen to this will know that our show is a show at a beautiful hostel, at a beautiful hotel-like hostel with a beautiful bar in the basement. But there's no one traveling to what was once known as the epicenter of North America for COVID.
No,
but so our show's coming back in I will say 8 months.
Wow. I think it'll be sooner than that, but it'll be around that, unfortunately. It's so sad. I don't know. Yeah. And the other one, like, it'll be like, if one person's putting on shows right now, it's not like anyone's really going to get much stage time for a long time.
No, I mean, yeah, it's going to be.
But what about any word about the Art Loft? Any?
No, I haven't really talked to anybody.
I know. We got to reach out because that's one that I imagine they could do something, right?
Yeah, it'll come. Well, I mean, like, I think that one probably more end of summer, maybe. When McGill kids are back and shit, like university students.
Yeah.
But who knows? Those guys. I always think I know what they're gonna do, and they do something else, and it's fucking works better than I ever did before. So they're doing good work over there.
Dude, have you been following any of this end of male comedians stuff going on Twitter? Have you, or are you trying to?
What? No more male comedians? Is that what they're saying?
No, not that. Like, I mean, the actual comics that are actually being taken down for actual shit, like the clip of.
I didn't.
Of Joey Diaz
clip. I've never fucking liked that guy. I don't like.
Me neither. And that's the thing. So I've never liked Joey Diaz, and I don't give a shit. You're not going to cancel him because he doesn't have a platform. It doesn't really matter. Like, maybe clubs won't book him, and maybe they shouldn't. Like, the story he tells in that one is so disgusting. If true, is absolutely just horrendous.
He's a disgusting individual to start with. He just looks like a wet meatball.
Because that's appetizing. He looks like.
And his story is always the creepiest fucking thing in the world. I've never liked him. He comes off at whatever. It doesn't.
No, but that's the thing. And the problem is more Joe Rogan's reaction to it. Because he is just the more like, it's just watching some guy laugh at that story. Because I can't even imagine. Dude is fucked. And
we're gonna take him down, dude. We're gonna take him. We got our 8 downloads on audio and our 127 views. We're gonna take him down, baby.
And what about Jeff Ross? Did you see that story?
No, I didn't. I just saw a picture. Whenever I see a picture of someone on Twitter, I'm like, all right, something terrible's happening, but I don't.
Jeff Ross also, he's like, it's over. It should be over for him. He dated a 14-year-old for when he was 33. Yeah, he fully dated her for like until she was 18. Like from 14 to 18, he pretty much had sex with her and dated her. And like
we gotta go to prisons and tell jokes and really heal everybody. And I'm gonna go back here behind this. Don't look behind this wall, all right? I can't do Jeff Ross, but.
And like she like admits that she was obsessed with him and like threw herself at him and like and all this stuff, but at the same time she was fucking 14. It's just crazy. Chris D'Elia is a piece of shit, and I'll tell you what about Chris D'Elia, man. I liked his podcast. It made me laugh my ass off. Okay, but I hated his stand-up. And the truth is, even if he didn't do anything with anyone underage, he's a piece of shit. No one wants to hear him anymore. You can't laugh at someone who you know is a piece of shit. You know what I mean? It's just impossible. He's like. He's this goofy character all the time, and then like once you know that behind that goofy character is just a fucking creep.
Just a horny, wet. Everyone's wet. Everyone who's that gross is always wet.
You like wet. You've used wet several times.
Several times today.
Yeah, and in good things and in bad things, boys are wet, which is apparently sexy, and people are wet.
I don't think they're sexy, dude. It's the king sending his wet boys. I don't like it. They're all bad. All right. They're all bad. Everyone who's wet is bad.
All the king's horses and all the king's boys.
All the king's boys. Yeah, they fucked Humpty Dumpty. That's why he fell off the wall.
I got fucked too hard.
Fucked him off the wall.
Fucked him too hard. Oh my!
Why are they Italian?
Everyone's Italian.
But, hey, my king, my king. I'm gonna go fuck in the nuevo fucking world over there. Eh?
Oh. So what? You're just not gonna do stand up until?
I'm gonna do it whenever I can. I don't know. Like I'm like, what do you think about the mics? Like the mics were gross before. Like I accidentally licked the Comedy Man's mic probably 3 times in like the 1,000 shows I've done, and I fucking don't like it every time I think of it. And I'm gonna lick a mic again by accident. And I'm gonna get the disease, and I don't want it.
Yeah, first of all, you don't lick the mic. I've never licked the mic, I don't think.
It's like I used to keep it like here. Like a lot of people just do the chin thing.
Doesn't and first of all, you have a mic you could bring. You could literally bring your own mic.
I can't bring. I got to buy another one. That one's broken. It's broken from the inside. Remember, you have to keep the wire in. I'd have to go to the sound booth and like plug in my mic and then just drag it to the stage.
Yeah.
Which is doable at the venues that actually no, it's a wireless mic for one of the venues.
Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Where I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll do it. Maybe I'll just bring a Lysol wipe and just like
just cover
do this around it.
Hey, it works. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
You heard I sent you a message about the little drama that went on the outdoor lineup, Mike.
Yeah. That's hilarious. It's
How
fucking
funny
so
is
good.
that shit? I
Don't
just love-
swear.
I also just love like it's like and
Like-
there's another message that was like, and even if you can use the N word, maybe don't use the N word.
Wait, what?
It was one line.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
It was
Just
just
a white man just telling the one black guy doing comedy on the street that okay.
yeah. Come on, why are you saying that? I just really love that like instant. There's like it's also instant exactly the same. Everyone's exactly acting exactly like who they are right away. You know, like not even a delay in someone being wasted and walking around and just being exactly their beautiful selves. Never change. Never change, my friends. Never change.
Salute, eh?
Salute.
Have a sip of horse water over here.
Oh, it's so weird how it does that. It's so hot in my place. I have no AC in this room that I'm in right now, and
I think I said it last time. My apartment's built like lengthwise, so we have windows in the front and the back.
Yeah, bowling alley
in the middle.
It's like a bowling alley layout.
Baby.
Bowling alley layout.
Guess, yeah. Can say bowling alley layout again, dude.
Bowling alley layout.
You're built for real estate. It's the one thing you need to know. It's either a corner unit with windows on both sides on two walls, or it's a bowling alley.
Bowling alley. Yeah, I have one of those, bowling alley.
Yeah. So I have AC. Like I can see it, but it doesn't really blow past like the living room. It's got to get through two thresholds, a couple of rooms there. So I got a fan blowing, but it's not too powerful. So
yeah, I got only the AC in the bedroom. It's the only window that I actually have lift up.
That's what you want, though. I know it's hot. I know you're probably you're sweating through this podcast right now. You're not having a good time. It's okay.
No, I'm fine. I just the fucking shitty thing about the AC is that the AC plug, like the window is right next to our bed, so it's like literally just it's like literally the equivalent of like just a person right next to us going like all night, and it's just blowing right on us. So I had to take a piece of cardboard to like kind of direct the air like up.
Okay, you're like the original like stock cars before NASCAR. You're like modifying your own little you put you got aerodynamics into it.
Yeah, so I'm lifting it. So I use this piece of cardboard to kind of like lift it above where we sleep, so it doesn't like hit us right away. But the thing is, I use a container like the cardboard from a Diet Coke, like a pack of 12 Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And I just realized that like over the past 2 weeks, like I'm always craving Diet Coke.
There's no smell. It didn't leak into the factory. Smell.
It's just
the
packaging. Logo. Yeah, it's like I'm marketing to myself subliminally. Yeah, now I'm addicted to Diet Coke. So I don't know. I was thinking about putting up a sign that says "Successful Life" and just looking at that every day. And maybe I'll be.
Yeah, that'll really do it.
That's all I need, buddy. Yeah.
What do you think? It's been an hour.
I think we're close. We could probably manage one more story. And
I could probably do it. Actually, okay. Well, this is gonna be fun for you. I was cleaning out my when I was cleaning out my old shit.
Yeah, old shit. I love old shit.
From I had brought just like random knickknacks, from like my parents' place to my first apartment, and I just never took it out anywhere, and I just left it in a box somewhere.
Sure, yeah. Side note, just because you're lucky you have your parents' place, because I've always had to move all my shit since my parents got divorced. It's all my stuff now,
Right.
And every move, you slowly start being like, I can't carry around this thing I did in kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like this.
Oh, so you just had that shit, the kindergarten stuff?
I had a lot of it, but I threw a lot of it out over the years.
My mom wants me to take it one day. It's like, what do you want me to do with this shit? What do you mean I'm gonna want it? To what? Show to my kid? So just
like what an idiot I was.
I can draw. I can spell. What do you want me to?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So go on.
So I have a half Chinese godfather.
Oh my god, I don't even know why that makes me so happy.
I know, it's really good, eh? It's really fucking good because he's half Irish, half Chinese.
Of course he is.
So he's got like the whitest, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's got the whitest first name, and let's just say he's got an extra Chinese last name.
Okay.
So the thing is that like on every Chinese New Year growing up from like, I don't know, maybe 8 to like 16 years old, Canada Post would make these like Chinese stamps, these like commemorative Chinese stamps, which by the way, they stopped they stopped caring at one point because it goes from like something kind of nice. Let me just pull it out here. Sorry for the visual aspect of it. It's like a nice little like year of the goat, you know? Oh, you can't even see that shit. Let me turn off the
Or put it in front of your body.
yeah. Does that work?
Higher a little bit above your mic. Yeah, there you go.
Whatever. You're the goat. It's fine. My fingers are gross.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes from like that to like years later, just a Garfield Canada Post holder, just happy fucking Chinese New Year thing.
Jim Davis' favorite contract that he ever got.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jim Davies.
Eh?
Jim Davies. He's the creative Garfield.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Jim. I thought you were talking about an undue Chinese stereotype about cats. Anyway, point is, for like years and years at Chinese New Year, I would get these letters from my godfather that just started with, I hope you can see this.
Oh, no, I can't do the eyes. Master Jason Sullen. Oh my God, is that what godfathers call their grandson? Godsons?
I don't fucking know, dude. But I just like that I have a bunch of letters that
how many
address me as master. Like 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of. I had way more. I lost a bunch.
Does he still send them?
No, he stopped. He stopped calling me. Actually, at one point they stopped calling me master. I don't know if it was an ego thing, but at one point.
This is like what's that movie about the guy who gets letters from his like lost daughter or something?
I really want us to edit out my parents' address that's still functional.
Did you give? Oh, okay. We could. I could do that.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'll
just
do that.
blur it out.
I'll do that. I might have to also bleep out a name or two. Maybe I think I said a name or two, and I was requested to not say a name. So,
what name did you say?
If I say it again, I have to bleep it again.
I don't remember you saying a name. I think you steered pretty clear of that.
Okay, good. I'll check. Because we could talk about situations. That's what I figured also. We could talk about situations. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And,
I thought you just said a name again. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
No. No, I was good. I think I was good. But I will have to. It is not easy to look over this whole pot. It is an hour, man. It's like
I know.
Trying to edit it, and I was like, I'll cut out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they just fucking put it all out. No, there's the only thing you need to edit, I think, is visual stuff where I give out my parents' address.
Yeah.
You need to edit.
Fair enough. Did you listen to last week's by any chance?
No. I listened to clips to try to find like something to put out on Instagram, whatever. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
I'm saving some stuff for next week. I feel like I don't want to do an hour and 20 minutes here and just, you know, I don't know how many life stories I have to to entertain people.
We want an hour. I think an hour is good. That's what the people want. I think we can do also. Maybe we'll do a comedy story. We both try to come up with some comedy story for like one of the first times we did comedy or something like that in the first year. Something worth it. Or our first good show. Whatever.
Yeah, everyone wants to hear about the times we did good.
No. Like the first good. Like you know what I mean. No, that's not. A good bomb is definitely the best story.
I just remember when I had that joke about like arugula, obviously, you know, that joke about a list of foods better than sex written by a vegan, and arugula is on the list. And that's just the setup to the joke. Just the idea that arugula is better than sex. And I had this like group of like 2 bachelorette parties, or like 2 like groups of like 9 women that like they were separate to start the show, but they joined forces over how much they hated that premise of that joke. Because my entire set, I could just hear them go, it doesn't make any sense. Why would that be just it doesn't make like. And I was just like, shut the fuck! Are you still talking? Did you listen to the rest of the joke where I completely fuck you. Just so losing my mind. That was the first time I lost it on stage, was just getting angry at these like 2 groups of 39-year-old women who just couldn't get over the fact that
I was in this awful show once in Ottawa, and like this girl was just Yeah, in Ottawa, and she just kept on like, it was a pretty good set, but she kept on like yelling at like things and kept on saying things. And at one point, like right near the end of my set, she actually like got up and started like leaving, but like very obvious in front of everybody. Right. And she was part of my act at this point because she was talking so much to it. And I remember she was like wearing this shirt of a unicorn, and I just said like, "Oh, a unicorn! I wish you were a unicorn and you didn't exist." I remember saying that like really, and just like
not bad, huh?
But it came off really harsh, I think, when I said it. And I just remember like this tone change. And it was one of the first times I think I had ever just like, you know, it's just like I just
dug yourself deeper. Like you thought the audience would be on your side, and you just like completely just turned everyone against you.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna like the first time I was like, fuck my jokes. This bitch needs to hear it. You know what I mean? Like this person needs it. And I was like, all right, fair enough. All right, okay, I had fun.
Yeah, this is listen.
We can do an hour, no problem.
We can do an hour. If you're listening, you had fun. You had the time of your life, just like us.
I'm also trying to get Jason to do another podcast about the OC, so we're gonna talk about that.
I don't want to rewatch the OC for the third time in my life.
Third time?
I watched it once in its original run. Then I watched it again with my boys. We covered that last time.
Oh my god!
And it's going to be covered every time we start this podcast. Apparently, I thought we would have new clips every episode.
Oh, you want to do that?
But no, that's a lot of work. If it's a lot of work, it's a lot of work. I get it.
I copied the boys. I copied the other podcasts that have like two random clips, and they just leave them there.
Yeah, all the time. Okay.
Yeah, but you can.
So every week, people are going to get to hear about my diarrhea.
Yeah, I like.
And nothing about you, just me, just showing my fucking ass.
Well, you were the only funny one on the first podcast. So
okay,
I
good.
to leave it that way. Okay, so I guess we'll see you guys next week. And Jason, I love you.
Love you too, buddy. Friendship power.
Friendship
power, baby.
And I guess I'll see you later.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.